welcome back to another All Heart video. I'm going to ask that you excuse me for not being able to post a video last week, but I was very sick and I had completely lost my voice because of it for quite a few days. I am feeling a little bit better this week, so I did want to try and have a video up for you guys. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about Montessori math materials that you can present to your toddlers. For a toddler, an understanding of quantity is one of the first mathematical problems that he or she is going to have to learn. So it's nice that they are going to be able to learn these basic mathematical concepts by being able to work and utilize these concrete materials. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started on today's video. So these are the Montessori number rods, and the purpose of these is to be able to visualize the quantities of 1 through 10, to be able to count, and also to associate the names with the quantities. Now, I want to go ahead and show you how to introduce these materials to your child. That way, if you are homeschooling, I'm hoping this will be of great help and you'll be able to know how to introduce them properly to your child at home. So when you're first introducing the number rods to your child, I don't suggest that you show all numbers 1 through 10 at one time, because that's going to be incredibly overwhelming for your child. So my suggestion would be to start with numbers 1 through 3 first, and then once they have a very good understanding of those 3 numbers, then go ahead and add another rod, and so on and so forth. So the first thing that you will want to do is show your son or daughter the rod and go ahead and name it. So this is 1.
Wow.
This is 2. Can you say 2?
2.
This is 1.
1.
This is 2.
2.
Can you show me 1?
Wow.
Can you touch 1 for me? Can you touch 2?
2.
Place them over here so that you can see. Can you touch 1 for me?
What?
Can you touch 1? Can you touch 2?
2.
This is 3.
3.
Good. Can you say 3 one more time?
3.
3. Can you touch 1?
Wow.
Can you touch 3?
3.
So this is 1.
Wow.
This is 2.
2.
This is 3. Can you touch 3?
3.
So if your son or daughter makes a mistake and accidentally touches the wrong rod, don't go ahead and correct them. Don't say, no, that's the wrong one, because that's really going to kind of hinder that self-confidence that they have. So you don't want to make them feel bad for guessing the wrong thing. If anything, you want to go ahead and repeat the lesson and just name the number rods again a few times and give them a chance to correct that mistake. And that way they're going to be more inclined to continue on with the lesson. If you want to know more extensions to the number rods, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll make sure to do a video just on extensions for different Montessori materials. So the next Montessori material that we have are the sandpaper numbers. Now the purpose of these are for your child to be able to learn the names of each of the numbers and also to recognize their written shape. Now, I don't like to tell parents what they should start off with or in what order to go, just because some parents tend to be a little bit touchy about being told, how to teach their child. And I know that some children learn a little bit differently. But if you were to go to a traditional Montessori schools, you are going to start off with the number rods first. That's the first lesson that would be introduced to your child, and then you would move on to the sandpaper numbers. And the reason for that is because they want your child to have a very good understanding of the number rods, which is more of a concrete quantity, and then move on to the sandpaper numbers, which is more of an abstract representation of the numbers. So just kind of keep that in mind when I'm going ahead and showing you these materials and in the order in which I'm presenting them to you. Now, with the sandpaper numbers, you do start off from numbers 0 through 9, but if you haven't taught your child the concept of 0 yet, then go ahead and leave this to the side and just start off with numbers 1 through 9. And again, you want, just like the number rods, you do want to start off with just a few numbers first. Again, perhaps just numbers 1 through 3, and then move on from there. And once you've taught your child the concept of 0, which I will be showing you today because I have not introduced this to my child, so you are going to be seeing firsthand how she does with that lesson, then you can go ahead and include 0 with the rest of the sandpaper numbers. So let me go ahead and show you how to introduce the sandpaper numbers to your child. So when you're presenting the sandpaper numbers to your child, you want them to be sitting across from you. Now, I'm already on the floor, so I'm just going to present this lesson here. Normally, I would present this lesson at a table. And again, because my daughter does not understand the concept of 0 yet, I will go ahead and remove this. Now, my daughter is still perfecting her knowledge of the numbers 1 through 10. So I have not taught her the sandpaper numbers quite yet. So the first thing that I would do is show my son or daughter the number. I would say, this is 1. I would place it in front of them, and then I would, using my 2 fingers, my pointer finger and my middle finger, I would trace it from the top of the number all the way to the bottom, just like this. And I would do it a couple of times, and then I would have my child try it. So again, I would only include numbers 1 through 3 for the very first lesson. And if I feel like they're still having a little bit of trouble, then perhaps just numbers 1 through 2. But again, you know your child best, so just gauge it that way. But the same thing I would do for number 2. I would present the number. I would say, this is number 2. This is number 2. And I would go ahead and trace the number for them, and then I would have them trace the number back. I would ask them, would you like to trace the number 2 for me? And then I would see how they would do it, and I would make sure that they do place, again, both of those same fingers at the very top of the number, and then continue to travel down following the number. Same goes with this one. I would have them start at the very top and then work their way down for number 1. And then I would have them say number 1 so that they can start to connect the 1 with the 1 that they are seeing here. Once your child has a very good understanding of the number rods and the sandpaper numbers, then you can start introducing the number rods with some numbers. That's going to allow your child to associate the numbers 1 through 10 along with the actual quantities of the number rods. So it's also going to be really nice for them to be able to see the number rods and the actual numbers laid out for them in order. So now we're going to be talking about how to introduce the concept of 0 to your kids. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I asked my son to join us and help us out with this. So the first thing that you want to do is have them kind of sit around you. You guys can sit at a table, or since we were already on the rug, I just asked them to come and sit down with me. So I'm just going to ask them to clap. So can you clap 2 times?
Mm-hmm.
Can you clap 1 time? Can you clap 3 times? Can you clap 0 times? So at this point is when you would want to let them know what the concept of 0 means. So 0 means nothing. It means absolutely no clapping during this exercise. So if I say, can you clap 0 times? You're not gonna clap at all. You're just gonna go just like that. So you don't want to clap when I say, can you clap 0 times? Okay?
Okay.
So it may take a few times for your child to finally understand what the concept of 0 means. And, you know, just be patient with it. Be patient with your child. It might, like I said, it's going to take a little while. Some children may pick it up faster than others. So just stay consistent with it. And sure enough, they are going to be able to understand what the concept of 0 is. So when introducing the spindle boxes to your child, the first thing that you want to do is remove all of the spindles and place them in a basket or in a bin or just somewhere separate where they can access both the boxes and the 45 spindles. So when you are going to introduce this to your child, first ask your child to identify all of the different numbers here. Then once they have done that, then say that now you are going to identify all of the different numbers here. Then once you've done that, then go ahead and start with the very first number. This is 0. Remember, 0 means nothing. So we wouldn't place anything in here because 0 means nothing. This is 1. This is 1. I love that with the spindle boxes, your child is able to self-correct. So at the end of the activity, they're able to tell if they've made a mistake somewhere, if at the end they see that they have too few spindles left or too many. They are able to correct it on their own and then correct their mistake. So the next thing that we're going to do is a game, and it's called the memory game of numbers. And this is going to help your child's understanding of the concept of 0. So it's going to help further reinforce that. So let me go ahead and show you the things that you're going to need for this game, and then I will show you how to play it. For this activity, you can write out the numbers and place the numbers in a little basket separately. That way your children can pick out a number at random. The fun thing about this game is that your child doesn't know what number they are going to get. I decided to use the sandpaper numbers because it included the number 0, and then I just turned the numbers upside down. That way they wouldn't know what number they were choosing. From there, they were tasked to go pick up the same number of objects. So I told them to pick from the set of grappets that we have. If you have a little basket set out specifically for this activity, then you can have a few objects left in the basket, and then they would travel over to the basket, pick out the number according to the little number that they've chosen from the basket, and then bring it back to the table, and then you can see if they got it correctly. When getting the number 0, it is important to demonstrate you actually getting up, going to the table, and bringing nothing back, because then they are left wondering, why didn't you bring anything back? Then you can reinforce the fact that 0 means nothing. So for this next activity, you're going to need your numbers 1 through 10. And then your counters. Now for your counters, feel free to use whatever counters you want. You can use pasta or beans, or if your children love cars, then use cars. If your children love dinosaurs, use dinosaurs. But just know that you are going to need 55 of each counter. So the purpose of this activity is to understand that separate units form each number. Also to arrange the numbers in the correct order. It also teaches your child to place the proper quantity underneath the specific number. And it's also a really good visual and muscular impression of odd and even numbers. So as you can see, under the odd numbers, I've placed the third number at the bottom. From here, the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9. So as you can see, the even numbers all end with their pair. But the odd numbers, your child can easily see that all of the odd numbers are the ones that have one of the little counters at the very bottom. And that will do it for this video. I do hope that this video was informative. I hope that you were able to pick up a few tips about how to introduce some of these materials to your children. Please let me know how it goes at home. I would love to see your children's progress for them learning their numbers 0 through 10. If you guys have any more questions, please let me know down below. And if you would like to see some more extensions to any of the activities that I mentioned in today's video, please also leave that in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to help out this small channel. And remember to ring that notification bell so that you are notified of when I next post a video. I do post videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you back here very, very soon. Bye.